Hi friends, welcome to our channel. So today it is the 70th episode in the biology series. So today we're going to discuss about what? Guess it? A part of our body which becomes its own and fights our body itself. It is known as cancer. It kills a lot of people every year. Yes. So, but what is cancer? How does it literally take over a human body? How does it kill? And how does our body try to fight this cancer? I am going to explain all of those questions today. So first, cancer. So let's take a normal cell. Just doing something, doing literally anything. So cancer can affect any type of cell, from the neuron cells in our brain to literally any epithelial cells on the skin. Anything can be cancer. Yes. Okay. So this is a normal cell. Let's just take an epithelial cell. Okay. So this is a normal epithelial cell, just doing its business with all the other epithelial cells next to it. Yes. So these cells are not they don't have any mind. They are not sentient. So inside these cells, it is just mechanical parts just moving around. These cells are just robots. They are not sentient at all. They just do something which keeps us alive. Yes. Okay. So, yeah. Many more epithelial cells. So this is our main cell. Yes. So this is the villain cell. This one. Yes. Remember it. Yes. I'll call it the villain. Okay. Okay. So inside this cell, so there are many mechanics inside it happening inside, right? So suddenly a mechanic fails, or any DNA mutates by itself, by accident, or by any other reasons like radiation, and suddenly it mutates. But one mutation is not enough to just turn a normal cell into cancer cell. There must be many different mutations inside the DNA to change its form. Yes, and now it is a cancer cell. The cancer cell. This is one of them. I'll just mark it in red. Yes. Red dots means cancer cell. They don't actually look like this. Okay. So this is the cancer cell, and it finally became what is known as a cancer. Yes. But it is still not a tumor because it didn't just take everything else yet. Yes. So this is a cancer cell. Okay. Remember that. So it has now blood supply because it already had blood supply when it was a normal one. Okay. So then it will start to duplicate itself. Yes. So again, these duplications have different mutations inside for every mutation. Yes. So for every new cell, there's a different mutation. So these red cells are cancer cells. The sons are the villain cell, the original villain cell. Yes. So now there are many different cancer, and now if it is big enough, it will become a tumor. But this cancer small thing is not a tumor yet. So then it doesn't have the blood supply. So again these cells again mutate, right? That means they can do many different things. That means they can hide from immune cells which try to kill them. Then they can literally bring blood supply to themselves. Yeah, meanwhile taking it from other normal non-cancerous cells. Yes. So this is what happens, and they will get their required oxygen and food, and they could also become very strong compared to the other cells, and even though they can become weak too, meanwhile the stronger ones will survive instead of dying. Yes. So now there's a blood supply. I will mark it in blue. Okay. A good blood supply. Blood vessels don't actually look like this. So now the food and resources of this tumor is growing, and the tumor itself is growing. And now because the blood supply is completely going to these cancerous cells, that means other cells, normal cells, are lacking oxygen. and then they will die because lack of oxygen, asphyxiation. Yes. So because of that, they will release cytokines, which will alert, guess it, the immune system. Yes, so this immune system will bring many killer T cells and other cells, like natural killer T cells. Natural killer cells. Okay, so normally they will try to kill these tumor cells, cancer cells. Meanwhile, while killing these, they will also try to stop the blood circulation. A roadblock of, say, the T cells will try to do this, and then the tumor starts to die. Normally, if it is just one small cancer cell, if it goes undetected, it could do all of this. But if it is detected, then it will be easily dead. Yes. So this cancerous tumor is now dead, and there are now many roadblocks here. And this villain cell is now replaced with a new one. Okay. Meanwhile, there are still some of them which survive. These are the very strong types of cancer cells. Yes. So because they survive, they can create a new colony with more stronger cells. Yes. So this is the circle of cancer life. Somewhat. Yes. So now these new cells could also bring in new vessels, and also they can survive without oxygen for a longer time. Yes. And now the immune cells have just gone away because they don't think it's a threat, because like all of it is dead, right? And now new blood vessels. Okay, and the red blood is gone, and these cells will become a larger tumor again. Yes, so larger and larger and larger. Okay, it will be very crowded, but again the immune cells will come and they will try to kill all of these cancer cells. So if they kill all of the cells, that means the cancer is completely gone and we are finally safe. But if they do not kill, the remaining cancer cells, which are very strong, will continue to evolve and mutate until the very strongest one arrives, and they would be unkillable. And also these tumor cells, cancer cells could turn into another cancer type. That means these two cancer types will fight for each other. Yes. So meanwhile, let's just go back to the canon story. Okay, so after many times this happened, like a fighting between both of them. Okay, it happened. Finally, a very, very strong type of cells happens, and they can stop the cells, the immune cells. But how can they literally stop immune cells? So normally all immune cells have an on and off button. Yes. So like if they are in delicate areas like in the brain, the neurons will automatically off these T cells or any of these cells. Meanwhile, these cancer cells will use that as an advantage. So when a T cell comes near it or any other immune cell, they will be suddenly turned off, and that is very bad for the body. And then these cells will multiply and take all over for body, and then we are dead because it takes all of the supply inside our body, and more cancer could also start inside our body because the immune system is very weak now. Yes, because of the attacks from this main cancer. So then there could be new cancers in our hands. So let's think the original cancer started here in my elbow. Then this new cancer could also start in my knees, on my head, on my chin, everywhere on my body. Yes, and this is the danger that cancer could do. We are still researching about killing cancer, but yeah. So there are different types of cancer again. There's a blood cancer, there are many different types of cancer. Some of them very easy to kill, meanwhile some of them 100% death rate. This is the bad fact that cancer exists, and the body is actively trying to fight it every second. And even in this second, our body must have killed a cancer cell inside, which is a rebel. So yeah, this for today about cancer. Bye.